Your cat has rules, and you've been breaking them. Most people think they're good cat owners. They buy the premium food, they clean the litter box, they let the cat sleep wherever it wants. They think they've figured it out. They haven't, because your cat isn't judging you by what you buy. They're judging you by what you do every single day, in dozens of tiny moments you've never once stopped to think about. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. They never complain. They never meow in protest. They just quietly decide how much they trust you. And then, one day, you notice they don't come to greet you anymore. They flinch when you reach for them. They sleep in a different room. And you have no idea what changed. This is what changed. Rule has hone. Stop staring at them. You're doing it right now. You've done it your whole life. You look into your cat's eyes and feel a connection, this deep, wordless moment between species. Your cat is not feeling that moment. Your cat is wondering if you're about to attack them. This isn't a metaphor. In feline body language, prolonged direct eye contact is a threat display. It's what cats do with their enemies before a fight breaks out. Every time you've locked eyes with your cat and held that stare thinking you were bonding, you were triggering their threat response. Their instincts, hardwired over millions of years, don't care that you meant well. A study published in Animal Cognition confirmed this. Cats consistently moved away from people who stared directly at them and toward people who gave slow, relaxed blinks and looked away. That slow blink isn't just cute, it's the cat equivalent of saying, "I come in peace." Try it tonight. Look at your cat softly, blink slowly, and glance away. Watch what happens. They'll blink back. Some of them will walk straight toward you. That's not coincidence. That's a conversation one you finally got right. Rule #2. Know when to stop touching them. You know that moment. 1 second your cat is purring on your lap, melting into your hand, and the next, they've bitten you and disappeared under the couch. You sit there, hand stinging, genuinely confused. You weren't being cruel, you were being affectionate. So what went wrong? What went wrong is that you didn't speak the language. Cats have a neurological threshold for physical stimulation. Below it, pleasure. Above it, pain. And the terrible thing is, the transition from one to the other can happen in under a second. The nerve receptors in their skin, once overstimulated by repetitive petting, don't just feel uncomfortable, they burn. The same way a light touch on a sunburn suddenly becomes unbearable. Your cat was warning you the whole time. Their tail started flicking. Their ears rotated back, just slightly. The skin along their spine rippled. But you were looking at their face, that soft, sleepy expression, and you missed every signal. Behavioral researchers call it petting-induced aggression. And it's one of the most misunderstood things about living with cats. The bite wasn't aggression. It was a last resort. Pet in short bursts. Watch the tail. When you see movement, stop before they ask you to. That restraint, that discipline, is what earns their trust. Because it tells them, I'm paying attention to you, not just to what I want from you. Rule #3, don't touch their territory. Look around your home. What do you see? Your furniture, your space, your choices. Now look at it again, the way your cat does. That spot on the couch where they always sit? That's not a habit. That's a land claim. When your cat rubs their face against the corner of the armrest, they're not being affectionate with the furniture. They're depositing pheromones. They're marking that space as safe, as theirs, as part of a mental map of the world that tells them where they belong. When you move that blanket to another room, when you rearrange the living room or throw out that beat-up cardboard box they inexplicably loved, you don't just rearrange furniture, you erase part of their map. You remove something that told them they were safe. Research published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that environmental disruption is one of the most consistent stress triggers in domestic cats. Not loud noises, not strangers, moving the furniture, changing the layout, removing the familiar. The stress doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up as a cat who stops eating at their usual time, who avoids the litter box, who becomes withdrawn and watchful. You think they're just being moody. They're actually trying to rebuild a sense of safety in a world you quietly dismantled. Respect what they've claimed, and if you absolutely must rearrange something, do it gradually. Shift things incrementally. Give them time to remark, remap, resettle. Their sense of security is not dramatic. It's made of small, quiet, consistent things. Don't take those things away without thinking. Rule #4. Leave them alone while they eat. It seems so harmless. You stand nearby while they eat. You talk to them in that soft voice. Maybe you reach down to scratch behind their ears while they crunch away. To you, it's affection. To your cat, it's surveillance. In the wild, the moment a cat lowers their head to eat is one of the most dangerous moments of their day. Their eyes are down, their senses are divided. Any predator with half a brain knows this is exactly when to strike. This knowledge is not something your indoor cat has unlearned. It lives in the deepest layer of their brain, beneath everything domestication has softened. So when you hover over their food bowl, something ancient in your cat switches on. They can't fully relax. They can't fully eat. Part of their nervous system is tracking you, even while they try to swallow their dinner. You can't see this happening, but it's happening. Over time, the effects become visible. Cats who feel watched during meals start eating too fast, which leads to vomiting. They start food guarding. Some begin avoiding the bowl altogether, waiting until you've left the room before they'll eat. You mistake this for finickiness. It's anxiety. The rule is simple. When your cat is at the bowl, leave them alone. Completely. No talking, no petting, no standing nearby, just watching. Those minutes belong entirely to them. Honor that. Rule #5. Acknowledge them when you come home. Think about the last time you came home after work. Keys on the counter, shoes off, phone out. And somewhere in that automatic sequence was your cat there, waiting by the door, or watching from across the room. Did you stop? Most people don't. They're tired. They're thinking about dinner or the email they have to send. The cat is just there. They'll get to them later. But here's what you need to understand. Your cat chose to be at that door. Cats don't do things casually. When your cat positions themselves to watch you walk in, when they hold their tail straight up and chirp softly in your direction, that is a formal greeting. It follows the same ritualized pattern cats use with other cats they deeply trust. Approach, tail up, acknowledgement. They're doing the feline equivalent of saying, "Welcome home. I noticed you left. I'm glad you're back." When you walk past that without a word, your cat doesn't sulk about it. They just learn. And the learning is precise and permanent. That greeting isn't returned. So gradually, they stop giving it. The tail comes down. The chirping stops. They're still there. They still love you, but they've quietly adjusted their expectations. You didn't even notice the moment it changed. 3 seconds. That's all it takes to fix this. Slow, blink, soft word, then go about your evening. That tiny moment, that deliberate acknowledgement, is worth more to your cat than 10 minutes of petting later. Rule #6. Pay attention to where they sleep. This is the one that tells you everything. Every rule we've talked about, the staring, the over-petting, the moved blanket, the hovering at mealtime, the missed greetings, your cat has been keeping score. Not out of spite, out of survival. Trust, to a cat, is not a feeling. It's a calculation, a continuous, unconscious assessment of whether you are safe to be vulnerable around. And the purest expression of that calculation is where they choose to sleep. A cat who sleeps on your chest or pressed against your face is telling you something that has no human equivalent. They are unconscious, completely defenseless. And they have chosen to be that way right next to you. That is not comfort. That is the highest trust a predator can offer another creature. A cat who sleeps at the foot of the bed trusts you, but they're still watching. They want to be close. They're not quite ready to be completely unguarded. They're at the, "I believe you're safe, but I'm keeping one eye open" stage of the relationship. A cat who sleeps in another room entirely, that's a message worth taking seriously. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It means something in your daily patterns has been quietly telling them they can't fully relax around you. It might be one of the things on this list. It might be something else entirely. The beautiful, difficult truth is this: you can change it. None of these patterns are fixed. Cats don't hold grudges. They respond to evidence. And every single day you spend following their rules, you're giving them new evidence. The slow blink, the stopped hand, the untouched blanket, the 3 seconds at the door. They notice. They always notice. And one morning, you'll wake up and they'll be on your chest, and you'll know you earned that.